Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Tool Tuesday. Now today I'm really excited because I actually got a tool that I've already seen. My friend was working on this kind of really important tool over the summer, and she sent it to me to have a review of kind of as she was finalizing the draft, and it was awesome. So anyway, I got in the mail today that tool, and I am going to unbox it and walk you through how it's really powerful for any professional, in particular speakers, business coaches, and people that grab media attention. So anyway, we'll pop this open. Oh yeah. Oh hey, let me show you what this is. This is the Bye Bye Boring Bio 2020 by my friend Nancy Juetten. Now Nancy, I have known for I'm going to say probably 10 years or so. I met her and her husband, Steve, through a client that I had, and we were doing a strategic planning session, and Steve and Nancy came to it. Yeah, just right away I was attracted to the way that their minds think. They're very strategic and so on. Steve, you'll remember, was in a previous video. He's a financial planner, really a man with very few peers just because of the way that he focuses on clients, and in particular, clients within the last, 5 to 10 years of retirement, really when advisors start losing interest in clients is when he actually focuses on those people, making sure they get to and through retirement well. Now, Nancy, obviously the better looking and more talented member of that couple, worked with my client and dialed things in. And so I've been a big fan of Nancy's for probably really since the day I met them. Now, what this kind of tool, like to say it's a tool, it's so much more than that. But what it does is it walks you through the process of writing content and descriptions around yourself that is both kind of media savvy and it's just attractive to the markets that you're going after. She, when she sent it to me, I actually printed it out at Staples and sat in the backyard and was thinking, I'll read it for a half hour. I ended up reading the whole thing, taking a week, and then going through it again and really looking for some ways that I might be able to improve it. Sadly, to my ego, I couldn't actually find anything that I thought needed to be changed. So it's actually really exciting for me to see this in physical form because I saw it as a PDF. What she says in the front page, which I think is very Nancy, is ready to stop the "it's hard to write about myself" struggle so you can attract connections, clients, and cash to your business now. This workbook opens the door. Come on in and let's go. So let's see what she's actually got in here now. There's lots of great praise for Nancy because she's been doing this a long time. Worked with a lot of big names and big professionals. But what I especially liked about this when I went through it is she tells you what you need to do. She tells you how to do it, and then she gives you examples of that work being done that you can kind of emulate. And I've always been a fan when you're teaching adult learners in particular, that you focus on signpost. Here's what I'm going to teach you. You talk about content. Here's what you need to know. And then you talk about context. Here's how to apply what I've just taught you. And what I really liked about this book is the contents are well laid out and really walk you through the process of being able to do this on your own. And when I put myself in the position of the student, I always like to watch people do things to learn from them, whether it be woodworking or riding motorcycles or whatever. And I felt like I had this resource at hand where I could see what Nancy was sharing, but then I could see people applying what she was talking about so that if I got stuck, I looked at their example and then I could make my example. And to me, it was really helpful. I think it could be to you as well. And I should add, not a sponsored video. I'm just a big fan of Nancy's, and when this box came in, I got really excited. The contents overview of her thing is, why you do what you do and getting into the guts of why you're worth knowing. And we can say that everybody has value, but in particular from a professional setting, I found that some of the most talented people have the hardest time talking about themselves. This will actually walk you through that process. And our sections are digging in, which is basically understanding why people get stuck and how to look at it objectively. Special situations, which is like how much is enough to write about yourself. Like, you don't want it to be too much or too little, what I call the Goldilocks, right? It just has to be right. And then she starts to really get in the meat and potatoes of what she calls a sizzling speaker sheet. And this is something that I use. How do you have a one-pager that gets the attention of others, especially when you're competing on, space on the stage or that keynote spot? And then in section 3, she gets into the practical tips. And what I liked about that is I consider myself relatively media savvy, but she had some tips in there on how to make your pitch template. Your pitch is the piece that you send to the media. How do you make it really rock and roll? And that was super, super powerful for me. And then on top of that, when I read in the PDF, I've used a bunch of her tips around video, actually in these videos. So needless to say, part of the success of this channel thus far has been related to Nancy. It's 129 pages. It's a great value. I will actually put a link to her website and this information below. But I would encourage anyone who is looking to get media attention for their business, looking to get media attention for themselves, and this could be for authors and speakers, authors who are booking a speaking tour, which I've done over the years. The content in this workbook caused me to realize there was a lot of work that we had to do on our own tools. And by reading her insight and her overview of how to do things, I realized that we really needed to game up. Working with Nancy is it's an investment. This book is probably the best money that you're going to spend this year. So if you in 2021 are thinking about, I'd really like to start speaking a bit more, I'd like to up my platform professionally, maybe you're even thinking about starting a YouTube channel like this one, this is a resource I would really strongly recommend. And even for speakers, there's a lot of speakers doing virtual conferences. I'm doing 38 this fall. There is still the opportunity to really get out there and shine. And for business coaches, I shared this information with all of the Go CEOs. This is just a great piece to have in hand for when you are trying to dial yourself in or when your clients are looking to increase their platform. Great tools in here that you can refer to and suggest that they check out as well. Tool Tuesday, what a friggin' great tool to have. I'm excited. Anyway, any questions, you can send Chris at GoCEO. Gladiators Eat First. And you know what else they do? They have awesome bios, not boring bios. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.